Let's do some drywall.
Hello everybody, drywall repairman here. So we got called in. They wanted to get this sheetrock done because I guess they're going to do a tub right here and come back and reinstall the vanity there. But the job today was just to get this all mudded, coated. I'm about ready to do a texture on it. The texture here is just called a smooth Santa Fe. It's a real smooth texture, but it has some voids here, skip voids. So we're just going to go through and just do a quick texture with this. I'm using my large knife today, a very large knife. Let's say 18-inch texture knife. We're just going to get it put on with a thinned joint compound. Consistency is like a heavy pancake batter, and it's a joint compound. So I'm just going to get all the areas in the bottoms textured, where the old mirror was. We're just going to get that area all textured up. That way they can get the area all finished. Then they're going to remove these pipes. They got to do a tub. They just want the drywall done so they can put everything back. And then if need be, we come back and patch in and do what we need to do. I just want to make a simple video, just texturing. A lot of people are always amazed how to do these type of textures. It's just a smooth texture, no big deal. If you put it like this and you got it skim coated really tight, it'd be a good smooth finish. It wouldn't be like a perfect level 5 smooth wall, but it'd be pretty good if you just did a tight skim coat on this. Santa Fe's are just put on like a heavy mud and just troweled down, so nothing to it. Well, let's get to work and get this all textured up. If you don't want to use a big knife like this, it's hard to control if you don't know what you're doing, so you can use a regular knife like a 10 or 12-inch knife. Mud's not super thin, but it's thinned down, creamy, no clumps of mud. Or we're just going to use a big knife. Put it on a couple times. Just put it on almost like a skip trowel. Just put it all on. We like to put the whole pan on. Nothing too Santa Fe. Somebody's like to pull the bottoms up so they get down really past where the baseboard's going to go. You don't want to feel a clump of mud where the baseboard is, so you want to go below your baseboard area. Alright, let's get the mud on. Put it in my head. And I'm pushing down a little more pressure, so I'm making it smoother. The harder you push down, the more smooth it'll be, because you're basically troweling the mud down. Any wet areas, I'll go back and put more mud on, no big deal. Check everything. You're always going to get some lap marks. You don't want a bunch of lap marks, but that's why we use the bigger knives to try to eliminate lap knife marks, so it's more of a smoother finish. Not bad. That one wall pretty much used my whole pan of mud, so if I'm going to start a new wall, I want to make sure I got a nice full pan of mud. Alright, full pan of mud. Big deal, just putting it on my knife like that. Notice it's not super wet, it's not falling off my knife. You don't want super thin mud, you just put it on lighter. If you want more skip in it, you would kind of skip it and then lightly knock it down. You'll get more of this skip pattern. Basically out here we do Santa Fe's, we'll say, oh, it's a 98 Santa Fe. Well, 98 means it's 98% smooth with 2% void. So if you want a busier Santa Fe, you would do like a 80-20. 80% smooth with 20% of the skip trowel. So it's more of a preference. I'm sure in your area there's probably called a different texture, but out here we just call them Santa Fe's, and so many variations of Santa Fe's. You don't want to go all the way in your angle, you just want to go enough to get it, cover the edge. You don't want to mess up your nice square angle. Once you get the mud on, just trowel it down. See how it's still busy? You trowel it down more, get it more smooth. Trowel it down more, make it smooth. Trowel it down more. I would say this one's like a 95% sanitary here. Your angle, just double check your areas before you move on. The angle, I'm just cleaning it up. It goes down pretty good. The baseboard will cover that. Moving along here. But now the camera, I would just jam through. This is why when I used to do texturing full houses, we would jam along and have to texture a full-size house in a day. So that's why we did. This was old mirror wall here, so we're just doing this. I think they're gonna switch up, put a new vanity, new picture mirror. Once you get the mud on, just clean your knife. Clean your knife, and you're just gonna feather your edge. It's just knife control. You can see my hands. I got a lot of muscle development in my hands. Some of it's from drywall, some of it's from other things. I just trowel it down. Trowel it down. Take a brush from mud. Trowel it down. Also, if you do Santa Fe, I don't recommend doing Santa Fe over dusty drywall. If you do it over dusty drywall, you're going to get a bunch of bubbles. Bubbles are a common thing. You are going to get some of them. Dusty drywall, you're going to get more. So you just keep going along here. Get it all covered in mud here. I'm hoping I'll finish it up. Too worried about the bottom because I know it's going to get covered up with the vanity. Plus, you have two patches here that are going to have to get patched in. Of course, you want to do everything all at once, but they're trying to do the wall first to set the tub. So there's no way around it except getting the wall finished. All right. So all textured out. It's really nice looking Santa Fe. See, it's not super heavy. You can still see the purple board bleeding through. That's good. It's a tight coat. So whenever you see these type of knives at the store, that's what it's for. I like a Santa Fe knife like this. It also makes a good knife for floating out big heavy stuff. Simple video. Santa Fe smooth in the bathroom. They needed this done. Like I said, they're going to do the tub here, so they have to move some plumbing. Yada yada yada. So they just want to get this area at least coated and textured so then they can do their next step. And I might have to come back and put these two patch pieces in after they get the plumber here because he's running behind. And I'm not going to wait on the plumber, so it's easier for me to come back and charge for another return trip. But just let this dry. Like all textured joint compounds, you let dry for 24 hours minimum. You can also lightly sand it with like 150 grit to 220 grit sandpaper and primer. You always want to primer drywall. Use a good primer like a PVA drywall sealer or Kills 2. But simple, simple, simple. Santa Fe texture done within 10 minutes with 2 pans of mud. Simple, quick video. Please leave me a like, comment. Also plenty other videos on my channel. Texture channel. I have a whole playlist of just textures. This is just one out of many textures. Santa Fe smooth.